Hamburg or hamburger. I could really eat a hamburger. Are a team third in the Bundesliga 2. They're stuck in the second division, despite being one of Germany's biggest and most successful clubs. And that, for me, cannot stand. A club that was a founder of the top division in 1919. Tim Walters, the manager, right here. As yes, you know we have to get them to the big leagues, but with a twist. And do you guys want to get some kits like this one? An insane replica for great prices? Visit Soccer Deal Shop. The link is in the description below. And if you use MWS10 in the checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. Yeah, the objectives are going to be a little bit different today, as of course, we've got to bring the Champions League title to Hamburg. We've got to do that without using any free players, and we can only sign German players. We're going for a full German rebuild in the Bundesliga. This is going to be exciting, as this is the team that we have on paper. Also, forgot to mention, we have to sell everyone who isn't German. That is a rule that goes alongside only German players signed. As saying that, we're not going to prepare the team just yet, because obviously we have to look and see who is German. As our highest rated at the club is our goalkeeper, Daniel Hoyer Fernandez, who isn't. He's Portuguese. First player going on the transfer list. At least we get to keep Robert Glatzel. But Ludovic Rees, Bennacer, they're all going to have to go. In fact, there is a significant amount of players that are going, and they're all quite young players. You can see Ferrari. We've got that long name. We've got Andreas Nemeth, and of course, Mikkel Branchi. I'm going to guess that's how it's said. So we're going to need some more players, and maybe the youth academy is what helps us out here. We've got René Vogt, we've got Phil Graf, and we've got Arthur Walter. If I'm not wrong, that's the same surname as the manager. Obviously, he'll have to get promotion when he's eligible, as we've got to, of course, loan out some of the lads already here, Bilal. And actually, to be fair, we've actually got a lot less German players than I imagined. We might actually have to play the youngsters that I've just tried to loan out. Same with Sané, not Leroy, but this guy right here. He's going to have to go on the wing, because there's no other position for him. Can't fill a German squad out. Of course, we don't have to sell players immediately, as we should be good anyway, because we've got 27 million to spend. That is a lot. Granted, it will put the pressure on us in the Bundesliga. Still, we've got money to spend. So first player through the door should have an in-game face and should be quality in the second division. Welcome to the club, Felix Agu, signing from Werder Bremen, not the oldest, and he'll do for a wing-back, although he'll have to train as a full-back. We're not going 5 at the back because we want wingers further forward, including Samuel Bamba, the midfielder Can Bosdogan, a new left-back in Noah Katabach, and potentially the final signing of them all, we've gone ahead and got Bright, Aquo, Arai, and B. Now, this is how our team looks. We have got it to the point where it is a full German squad, which I'm glad of. The only issues is Meifert's position and Agu's position, as he's not fully a right back, of course. He will get training. As speaking of training, Vogt, who I put on the loan list, may have to start. Same with Kran, who's a young midfielder. Seems like we're going for a bit of a youth approach for season number 1, and to be fair, I don't mind it. We've still got 15 million in the budget, so if all is going wrong in January, if we're near the relegation zone even, we will have money to spend. As the first game we have is St. Pauli, where Hoyer Fernandez has gone, Nemeth is out, and Kornsdorfer, I'm not going to try and say that name right, Nemeth has also gone, as like I just said, to the Volkspark Stadion for St. Pauli's visit. Speeded through the first signings, as St. Pauli, I believe, might have been the last German team we managed. Either these or Berlin, as they've got Eggestein, Dapo Alafayan, and Jackson Irvine. Goes without saying, they just signed our old keeper, as the first result's a 2-2 draw. Not the worst, but not the best. Got me thinking, do we actually need one more player just to bolster that attack a little bit more? As yes, maybe there is chance for one more signing, and we're gonna go big. Well, big for our level anyway. We've gone ahead and signed Shade, a man who I think has just gone to Brentford, but Kevin should be a brilliant acquisition to try and help Hamburg hopefully get out the second division. And that's it. We've simulated halfway through, and Robert Glatzel is still the highest rated. A bit of a shame that. I thought we had better potential in the club with, of course, Kevin Shade, who hasn't gone up a rating. Still, 6 goals. Bozodogan with 4 and 3 assists. That'll do for now, as the team as it stands, it doesn't seem to have as much growth as I hoped. No one outstanding in rating, as it is only 6th position for Hamburg in the league. We are so far off as well, Schalke, with, what, 7 more points than us? This doesn't look good for us. How much money will we have? We should have a little bit more, as we've sold Reese. Aaron Brosus has gone out on a free, as that's a dangerous game we're playing. We do have contracts to sign up, but again, little fees here and there. As to be fair, we've stacked up 27 million again, or there and thereabouts. You can say 26 is that much. So where do we have to improve with that team? Don't like replacing players halfway through the season, but it definitely looks to me as if we need another midfielder, maybe attacker as well, to challenge in the division. And it's fair to say I might have got carried away with these signings, because when I look for one player, I see 2, I see 3, I might have seen 4. As the first one, though, is the winger replacement. We've got Jason Seca, coming from, I think it was Maddenborg. Might have butchered the team name, but he's going to have to play on the left. Shade stays on the right, as the next one on the list is the CDM. And hopefully, Yannick Elgenhardt can do better for us. Better than Kran anyway, who probably, on this mark, will get himself loan listed. Or maybe even worse, maybe he's sold, as a player for our loan list is Mattes Janssen, coming across for a little bit cheap in the grand scheme of things, as... yes, we're not done there. Like I said, 4 players, and we're ending on a goalkeeper. Welcome to the club, Dient Ramage, signing players on cheap just to try and get us promoted. Literally, look how many bodies has come into the club. I think only Bosdogan and Shade will stay maybe the entire save. But judging by the final month, 2 games without a win doesn't really, to me, scream like promotion potential, as we finish 5th in the 2nd division, and that, for Hamburg, definitely isn't good enough. Next season, we need to try and win this league outright. I mean, Berlin are strong, Schalke are strong, St. Pauli is strong, but you know, it should have been us up there. No shadow of a doubt. Very disappointed in our performance, as in the Pokal. Where did we go out? It seems we were beating Magdeburg. Who beat us? It was, I don't know, Schalke beat us. Another team in our division. No playoff competition though, which is good. And to be fair, there is hints of growth in and around our team. Let's be honest, it should be good enough for next year, as yep, Robert Glatzel still leading the way. We need some 75s to get promoted, as the 30-year-old scored 16 goals in a rather underwhelming league. On league campaign from us, Kevin Shade, I expect a lot more from you, mate, in the next season. And a question going into season number 2. Does our budget decrease? No, it doesn't. It only increases. That is more pressure on gaining the promotion, if there wasn't much already, as looking at the team, at least we've got them all over the rating of 70. And also, one thing I want to do is not only replace players, but I want to keep players at the club, because that bench, you can see right there, not only is it not fully German, it needs some significant improvement. Apart from that, we've also got Emmanuel Ferrai, who can be sold, and that probably takes us to around 40 million, which gives us a good little bit of cash. And to be fair, one thing I've done is signed a lot of young players when Glatzel is the only player above the age of 30. Maybe we need some veterans to carry us up. So the first one coming in isn't a Streets Will Remember player, but is the brother of one. Welcome from relegated Bochum, Rani Kadira to Hamburger. Good signing, but he's not the only one again. We're going through the signings in a straight line, racking them up to bowl them down. Philippe Max, a good player over in the Eredivisie. Very, very good, as the penultimate one should be. Yet again, another defender. I'm trusting Shade a bit more this year, so he won't be replaced. Instead, Agu is replaced by Danny Da Costa. Yes, I know it was a weird one, but he wasn't doing it, as we're going to play the CDM Kadira in centre-back. I think once he trains there, he should be a lot better, and that defence is a lot more reinforced, as now it's time for the attack. But to assign the attacker I want, we're selling a lot of players. You might have noticed Merfert was sold, as You already know who that man is. What a huge capture for Hamburger SV. We have signed her new captain, I'd say, Marco Reus. The Borussia Dortmund man drops down a level for only 13 million. Of course, he sparks a formation change as he's going to be in cam supporting Glatzel. Probably a promise we made to him, playing him there. As, of course, Engelhardt will have to train to be a centre mid. And to be fair, I didn't even realise Max, of course, is a left wing back. Da Costa a right wing back. They will have to get training. As we somehow, surprisingly, still have 6 million after contracts have been signed. That is sensational, and to be fair, it might still go up as we start with Khedira's old club, Bochum. It might go up because Emmanuel Ferrari has agreed a 9 million transfer to Las Palmas. Looking at their team, Barron in the midfield. That's a weird one. Haslak at the back. Big player for them, but I have got to trust that team you see in front of you. Marco Reus already tired before he stepped on a field, and to be fair, he's not had the impact I expect as we lose to Bochum, and that puts big pressure on the remainder of our season. Oh no. And I am hoping and praying there has been some kind of comeback. Second half of the season, please. It's not top of the league, but I tell you what, Royce's impact has overall been here. Bochum, who we started with, obviously the best team in the league, and we're second alongside Dusseldorf, though. 3 teams on 37 points, and this will be an exciting Bundesliga too. Will it be excitement in the cup? It might be, to be fair. Hamburger making the quarterfinals and our team getting upgraded a bit. Still, there is position changes to be made. We've got a bit of improvement to Shade. That's good, as I want him to be a main player. Marco Reus on the way down, we expected it. And to be fair, Khedira's avoiding the draw. And it's interesting to see, will Marco Reus actually sign another contract? He won't. So he's only here for the 1 year, hence the importance of getting promoted. And come end of the season, is there any better thing you can do than win the league you're playing in? It's a comeback for the ages, but Hamburger SF have done it. Champions! Every single result was the same as Dusseldorf's, as Bochum slipped off, but to be fair, they're in the Pokal final, and good luck to them. They actually beat us in the semis. Unreal is that. And also good luck to them in the relegation playoffs. They are going to need it. Luckily enough for ourselves, we won't be, as Engelhardt still hasn't trained to be a centre mid, but we'll probably replace that position next year. Will it survive in the top division? Especially without Marco Reus, I am unsure. But we've still got Rani Khedira, who, to be fair, it's about time. There we go. He can change and become a 79 rated centre-back. He's better than Reus anyway now, as Robert Glatzel at the age of 31 still knows how to find the back of the net. Same with Levin, who, to be fair, hasn't started many games because I've opted for this man, Kevin Schade. He's still got time to grow, still time to flourish. Same with Jason Secker, but I will be looking for attackers as Philip Max, brilliant. 12 assists for the man, and our defence is good. Just about being good in the top league. And season number 3. It's a good season because not only have we got a team, of course, into the top division, our budget should be good, as we know for a fact we need to sign a centre back and another centre mid. To be fair, I can put Levin in there for now, but I am so missing the beautiful Marco Reus. One player we have overlooked as well is Vogt on this bench, who I think I got on loan for half a year. I loaned out quite a few players, including Kran, who's come back, and Agu, not the best. He came back quite early, as we've got all the contracts done, and Rani Khedira is by far our best player. A little bit concerning, but you know what isn't? Now we don't have to save our money for a Marco Reus. We can use the academy, and Arthur Walter still, as before, is the best player. He's been patient, promote him to the first team, and he's probably the only one for now. No one else was really in there, as we've done contracts. We've done the academy, and still have 54 smackaroonies. Good money is the first thing that I'm going to do, though. Not sign any players, but get more scouts. Or not scouts, coaches. We've got room for 5 more, so I'm going to get them in to improve what we already have, because it's a youthful squad, and you train youth better, you get better potential. That's how it should work anyway, as there we go, we've got maxed in the midfield, because that's where most of our young players are. And of course, if you wondered, we are playing that tactic. And a surprise whilst I'm scouting players that I actually saw is that Stuttgart have been relegated. So before any other big club comes in, we have gone ahead and stole their best player. Apologies to the team, but Angelo Stiller is coming across to play for Hamburger. 24 million, but as you can see, he jumps in ahead of Engelhardt and is an out-and-out centre mid. And that's just what I felt we needed. We needed a solid player who's still got a lot of potential, as this man is completely the opposite of that. On a cheap, but an experienced Kevin Vogt for at the back. His rating will be good, don't worry, as now I think we need one more attacking player, because attacking is what got us promoted. No Royce. It's going to be weaker in the top division, so 21 million hopefully solves our issues. Hey, it's a lot of money, and I'm thinking Cam, because you can see right here, you might be a little bit confused what I've done, but Da Costa stays at right wing back. Agu comes in at left wing back slash left back, of course. And Philip Max can play left mid, so maybe I try train him as a left wing. We know he can get assists, as the final man hopefully can get assists from Cam. Welcome to the club, a youngster, Umut Tohumchu. Or is it Tohumchu? Tohumchu sounds a bit more correct. From Monaco, only 20-year-old, 73 rated. A lot of potential on him. That may be our team, of course. Yes, I know Max has got a lot of training ahead of him, as of course we've got Vogt on the bench behind him. Little bit weak, although, in the backup striker department. Although when we have a look, it says Kevin Shade can play there, and to be fair, I might change his position. He's got 94 pace. How long would it take? 39 weeks. It's a bit long for me. Not really bothered about doing that, but we will be training Philip Max as a left mid before he eventually goes on to wing. Very happy with the team we managed to build as our first game of the season, though. You can't get any more difficult. One may say Bayern Munich's the strongest team, but no, I definitely say Bayer Leverkusen are going to be extremely difficult, especially as a league opener. Come on, lads, you know what to do. You know what to do. You've got to put it all in to get a result here. To be fair, if we just survive in the league, I'll be happy. As you can see, it is an opening day defeat. Lukaku and Teller, what can you do? I mean, you can only reply by staying in the division. And yes, you don't have to tell me how weird that formation looks with Philip Max dropped all the way back, as I also think it looks stupid. Therefore, I'm making a change. I'm gonna go with, do I go with Seka? He's 26 to be fair. I'm gonna drop Vogt in the team. Of course, our day one youth player. The reason being, as I feel safe doing it, because you can see we're 11th in the league. Amazing going from us. We are 4 points clear, so it's not all the way clear, but that's only of the playoff game. We're very clear of Schalke. We must have got his recruitment right. However, they're in a quarter-final and we're not. We must have been beaten in the cup. There we go. Leverkusen haunting us everywhere. Are they haunting our goal scoring though? As our highest rated player, of course, is Angelo Stiller. Got me thinking, do we cash in on him? I mean, we do get enough cash anyway, as Robert Glatzel still top scorer. Unfortunately, his age, though, is becoming an issue. Kevin Shard, I really thought I'd have an impact at the club, but it seems like he's not really pulling his own weight. And it seems like second half of the season has been, well, very eventful. Not for this man, though. Kevin Shade, who is now being trained as a striker. Want to be able to put him up front. I reckon Glatzel is our top scorer, but still not good enough. As one player that is good enough, oh my days, put him in the team, Kevin Vogt. What a rating increase. +4 it says. It definitely isn't +4. Must have upgraded since the last pause. Does Kevin Shard needs to be better? Transfer requesting. Ramage in our goal we've not spoke about. Very underrated keeper. And Umut's improved, but Kadira 80 rated behind Angelo Stiller, now 84. Brilliant from him. As Robert Glatzel, like I said, I knew he'd be top scorer, but not one touch of the rating up. Going up, should I say, as Seka, 7 goals. Both of them, no assists. Bit of a weird one, that. But to be fair, their goals have helped us. We easily survived on 37 points. 8 points off Freiburg, 9 points off Dusseldorf. And to be fair, not very close to top 6, where we need to try and be next season. Not anywhere close to Cologne. That has to improve next season. And to be fair, we've saved 19 million euros, so hopefully, at the start of next year, we should be good with cash to make next year a year to remember. Yeah, I want to see the budget. There's nothing stopping me looking at the budget straight away. 52 million it has gone down, and that's a shock to me because we saved money last year. As we know positionally, we need a centre mid. We definitely need a centre back. And to be fair, a new captain. Who do we give this armband to? I reckon it's got to be the best player in the team, hasn't it? Angelo Stiller. Gonna choose him to be the leader, as we've got a lot of contracts up at the end of this year, including Kevin Shard, including Rene Vogt, who of course is our youngster. Gonna be difficult to manage finances. We'll have to sell some reserves, and for now, of course, this is the academy from last year. We're not going to go out and buy a scout. Feel like this money has to go on them 2 players in the team, and 2 big players if we are to closing the gap between us and 6th place. As I'm also trying to be conservative with it, I don't want to waste my cash. So yes, you guessed it, even though we're trying to push up, we've gone for potential. The first player in that bracket is Jens Kazdrop from Parma. As he's not the only one, a little bit older, a little bit more experienced is our centre-half, Moritz Jens. Them 2 combined shouldn't be too expensive, and there they are. One is a 79 rated centre-half, the other is 76 rated centre mid, but very versatile and 22. Plenty of time to upgrade that potential, as looking at the team now, that is a lot better. We're still waiting on the position change of our very unhappy man, Kevin Shade. I've genuinely kept faith in him. I really want him to come good, but yet again, it's still another 10 weeks. And that's even with a scout bought, as we've got round about 10 million left. Yet again, though, we've got contracts to sign up to players. And now that's all done, we'll go on to our first game, and we've literally been robbed blind about those contracts. A lot of money has been paid, as the team we're against is half decent. Akanji at the back, Amdouni in attack, as we're going with Shade in attack. Yes, I am not going back on my word. I am trusting him, and it looks like that trust has repaid. He's got a week left before he's, oh no, more than a week, before he's a striker, but he can still play there right now, it seems. As please tell me he's got more than just 1 goal, as looking at the rating of him, he should have more. Look at this for a squad. We've only got, what, 3 players who are below the rating of 80, and those are the old good ones, our fullbacks and keeper. That's a bit of a weird one. I didn't expect them to be low rated, as our highest, of course, is the captain, Angelo Stiller, still at the club. As goal-wise, it's actually Jason Secker on top. Second is a man in the reserves by the name of Levin. That is weird, as halfway through the season, though, we're doing incredibly well, because Hamburger SF are sat in Champions League spots. I believe so anyway. You can see we are 4 points off top of the league, only 4 defeats, 2 draws, and then 10 whole wins. They must have been some scraped wins as well, as I want to see the rating of the defense. You can see right there, Jens has had an increase, Kadira as well. Them 2 as a partnership must have been very decent for us to be where we are. Come on, please tell me that that team has managed to stay as it was. We've got a couple of decreases, to be fair, though. Kadira and Da Costa going down, as we have gone down. We finished in 6th. That's good enough for me, though. I said we needed to break the mold of the top 6, and we did it, beating Frankfurt to 6th spot. And let's just call it a success and move on. It's not the Champions League where we were, but still, it is a good position, as in the Pokal, we were beaten by Bayern Munich. No surprise there then, as we've got to, of course, check top scorers and kind of move on. Highest rated, still Stiller, as Kevin Shade. I had faith in him, and he is repaying that faith by being a striker. He's a lot better in that position. As you can see, he rose to the occasion, and we had 3 players all on 10 goals, including Levin. Of course, his potential isn't great, being over 30. Of course, Jason Seckers is, and Shade himself now up to 84. That's great, as our youngster Rene Vogt not having the usual impact he does with his rating, but +5 overall for the season is brilliant. And if we just go +5 in our league position, you never know what's going to happen. We may come out on top here in Germany. As always, start of a new season. We need to get cooking a little bit more. We're in Europe, but we know we need to make some transfers. I won't name the position. We've got 1 player under the rating of 75, and you know he's getting replaced already with that 80 million we have been gifted. Gotta go out and find a German player worthy of being in our team, as Out of, curiosity, it is only the Conference League we're in, not the Europa League. So that means even if we win the competition, we're not going to be in the Champs League. We have to do it by climbing the division. And by climbing that, we need players loyal to the club, so contracts will come first. They can't just walk out on the club now. As you can see, it takes us to 77 million euros. 3 million on contracts, not the worst, but it's better spent on players, as that's what we've literally gone ahead and done. 3 million on a goalkeeper who will be a backup probably in a year's time. But just for now, Bernd Leno, signing from West Ham United, has finished his London tour and come back to settle in Germany. Ramaj has to get onto the training ground to get back in the team. As you know, it's more defenders wanted. Or is it? Because the next man actually isn't one of those. We've gone ahead and got a backup striker. Glatzel's left the club, and I just feel like Tim Kleindienst just will do the job off the bench. Hard name to say, that one. As this one should be a little bit easier, though. We've gone ahead, not got a fullback, but a centre-half. Another one for the history books, but hopefully not just yet, as Antonio Rudiger coming to retire back in Germany. Oldies but goldies coming in, as you can see. If we switch Agu to right wing back, that should be a little more capable. However, it isn't. We still need to get them fullbacks. So let's go shopping again. As here is the only one we found, it might just have to be Agu in the Conference League, as this man's cost quite a bit. But welcome to the club. From, I think it's Girona, David Raum is back, of course, in Germany. Gone for the approach this year of bringing players who have left the country back to it, as that team should give it a good go. And by that, of course, I mean in the league and the Conference League and the Pokal, as we start off with a game against Dusseldorf. Don't know what to fully expect, but our team is good enough. Had to make a change along the line somewhere, as our youngster Vogt, Tom Hunchu, and Seka are 3 forward players with the goals. No appearance of shade, though, on that score sheet, as our group is Royal Antwerp, decent team, Rosenborg, and Austria Wien. A group we should really win, although I'm surprised Royal Antwerp's in there. Contract signed up. We're ready to go. Oh, and it's not the same season this season. The players that I thought we'd sign to have an impact, obviously not doing. Sitting 7th in the league outside of those places is not ideal. Still, we're 2 points off Mainz, 3 points off Bayern Munich, and 4 off Leverkusen. They're the team that we've got to chase, as in the cup. Don't tell me we're already out to Union Berlin. What is happening here? Are we still in Europe? Yes, we are. You can see we finished top of Group C. But honestly, lads, what is going on? As our team don't look too good. You can see Rudiger is already shattered, and I'm guessing is constantly shattered. We've got an 87 rated in the team, who should be carrying better. Leno now 280 rated, and to be fair, it's time that Ramaj goes back in the team, and it proves he's been training to get back in there. As always, though, goal scorers is what we've got to look at, and it is 12 for Tim off the bench. Tinkerer Tim with Seka playing more games and 3 less goals. Kazdorp still scoring. Shade, Tom Humchu. And to be fair, what a good season it has been for Jason Seka. But yes, the fact we're back on this menu isn't a good sign. It means that Conference League run did not go well. You can see Atletico Madrid are in the final of it. We lost in the round of 16 to KAA Ghent, which is honestly embarrassing from us. We should have been a lot better, as cup competition, Leverkusen and Bremen, but league, okay, we've got Europa League again, Conference League again. That is not really good enough. Improvement on season is not happening this season. Dropped off it a little bit big time there, but to be fair, we only signed some old players. Raum's not gone down too much, but Rudiger, you can't say the same for. Shade 85, he got 10 goals I saw. Seka, of course, our top scorer, but this has to be a season to write off, and we must do better next year, as it seems like we're doing a good job in helping the German national team out. They'll be very thankful. What's his name? He was rumoured with Tottenham so much. Nagelsmann, that's it. Remembered the name in the end. And we're given a lot more money. 113 million. A surprise to me, as we've still, like I said, got an 88 rated. One running out of contract. We've got to sign them up again. But we will be doing that, as positionally, it has to be Agu replaced. It seems like his potential is stubbed at 79, and of course replace the old player. Tony Rudiger hasn't worked out how I hoped for that man, so let's spend that cash. So the first one we're going to opt to replace, of course, is the weaker rating-wise. Agu out, as in comes Baku. A solid player, Riddle Baku, who hopefully riddles him with some goals and assists. We could use that this season, as finally, for the first time in this save as well, we do have fullbacks that aren't actually wing-backs. Hopefully that works, having fullbacks stay back, as this man is going to stay back and head everything. A man recently we had to sell like crazy in the Inter save, as 52 million, welcome Jan Arlbisek. I am so excited to see this man at the back. He's pacey, he's extremely strong, and that team now, with the ratings, of course, should actually compete in the league. Never mind Europe, as I don't really care about that much now. Let's face it, winning the Conference League doesn't do much for us. It puts us in the Europa League. We want to be in the Champs League, and let's start our journey with Bremen. Improvement has to be necessary this season, and that is the team we're going with. Still not playing Vogt, don't understand that, but let's hope he does well, as it's a 3-1 win. Tom Humchu, Shade, Seka with a red card. Not the greatest, and if I'm not wrong, I saw an injury to our keeper. Yes, Ramaj has a broken Timmy, no. That sees him out for 5 months. At least Bremer will get his football fixes. What? Why aren't we in the Conference League? This is surprising. I didn't expect to be put in the Europa League for definite. Now it does matter. Winning this competition sees us through to the UCL. But it is Porto, FCSB and Hajduk Split who sit in our way. And of course, they'll be hard teams to beat. But we've got to give it our all and trust Bernd Leno in the goal. And this season seems a lot better for us. Look at that result. Oh, and I'm not just talking about one result. I'm talking about 16 or 15, because there's 15 wins, 1 defeat, 15 goals conceded. Hamburger on fire. I said season-on-season improvement, but that is a turn up for the Bucks, as we've got Frankfurt, you can see, in the quarterfinals. That will be interesting, as, oh, I've got ahead of myself checking Champions League. We know it's Conference League, as where are we? No, it's not. It's Europa League. Yes, I have just drank coffee, but this has got me excited. Unbeaten in Europe as well. This is the true comeuppance of Hamburg, of course, returning back to success, as it is a team worthy of it. Look at the midfield, a 90 rated Stiller. Him and Bisek with some improvement, but to be fair, we've still got to sign Stiller's contract up. I forgot about that. As you can see, Jason Seka, top scorer with 17, and Shard in second. I love that man. But again, it seems like, oh, I've spoke too soon. 4 defeats in that month, and you can see we went out of the Europa League. Still, we're at the end of the season, and we're hoping it's been a good one. Just be Champions League. Oh, it is. And it is the Bundesliga as well. Hamburger getting that big silver plate, as we will take that fully, even though it probably cost us the Pokal, because Dortmund, who were second, must have put more effort into that one. Congratulations to them in a final. And like I did say, Sociedad, well done. We haven't had the luck in Europe. We've got to turn that round now, being in the Champions League, as that is the team. And to be fair, not much improvement second half. It seems like, if anything, tailed off a little bit. Raum not improving, Vogt not improving. Unnatural, but we won't dwell on it. Maybe our youngster just goes onto the bench next year. He isn't really pacey anyway, and to be fair, he's outscored 34 for Jason Seka. Unreal. Tom Humchu just behind the striker getting a lot, and Shade the striker himself getting a few. Big budget, hopefully. Good big players here already. Can we one-up it and do well in Europe in the Champions League? So, brilliant season last time out. Winning the league. We should have money. But now Seka's out of contract. Bisek's out of contract. Jens is out of contract. And Kastrop. Oh dear. Don't expect that 153 million we've been given to stick at that exact number. I'm just going to count it as around 100 million, as of course we need a keeper for in this league. Unfortunately, Ramaj's injury has dropped his potential. Also, I'd like to refresh the bench again. We need that refreshment. Now, of course, we're in the biggest competition of them all. That is the Super Cup. And I'm only joking. Of course, it's not the German Super Cup. It's that UCL. As look at them wages now that we're paying out. Oh my days. Now, we're going to have a lower budget. Looking at it again, 136 million, not too bad. Only spent, what, over 10 million on contracts? So first things first, bench players. And I don't want to go too over budget with my spending. That's why I've just gone literally ahead and signed the tallest, or one of the tallest German defenders in Calvin Brackman or something, I don't know. But the midfield is where it's going to be strong on the bench. Dennis Hussein Basic. And to be fair, that could be it for the bench, because I still know Kleindienst can score. He ain't shy of doing that, as we've gone ahead and signed potentially my favourite keeper on this entire game. The second time we've signed him on this channel. The potential on this man is crazy. So welcome to the club from Celtic, Noah Atubolu, who has worldies in Champions League finals. I'm hoping anyway, if we can make it to one. As you can see, Ramaj's rating did go up to 81, but it's time for him to come out, as that team, honestly, doesn't need drastic improvements. And to be fair, with 62 million, we could still go out and get another potential first teamer. And I ain't going to be wasting time. Before the season starts, can Merik Berinsha help us in the Champions League and to regain our title, or retain? I can't believe we won it last season, as there he is on the bench, 81 rated, not bad, to back up Shard. And you never know, maybe he has to have an instant impact if we struggle here against Cologne. Let's give it a go anyway, as it's going to be a 3-3, and he doesn't actually come on. It is Walter. I'm pretty sure he's one of our young players. Why is he on the bench? Might have changed it round last minute, but Tom Humchu and Shard save us from a loss. Maybe a good decision, actually, from the CPU, as we are 8th so far. Not doing great, but of course it is this competition that we care about. Juve, Benfica and Salzburg. All difficult teams. All top of their respective leagues, but Hamburger are Bundesliga champions. And we won't just roll over and let ourselves be beaten. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I've just gone through one of the most intense Champions League group stages, because I've watched it every part of the simulation, and it's been tough, as you could probably expect with that group. As of course, when you do okay in the Champions League, it really upsets the apple cart of the league. We are 5 points off 6th position. There is no way our team shouldn't be doing well, by the way, as we've got Monaco. And I tell you what, we have really lucked out right here. You can see we finished 2nd. Salzburg beat us in the last game. I thought we were crashing out, but we survived. And we're a Monaco, because they won their group. I believe it's the group low down. Yes, and just over Liverpool, who we could have been facing. Then again, it's a Champions League game, and none of them are easy. It is Umut Tomunchu's old club, this as well. And finally, Vogt will actually play, as we can actually simulate the game. And we're surprised by Monaco. They've raced into a lead. That's supposed to be a Monaco Grand Prix joke. Just ignore that I've said that. Let's just go out and get revenge, shall we? And that is how you do a second leg. Away in France. Kazdorp, I really felt confident with it. Berisha, Vogt, and Seka. I knew I could do it, or we could do it. It just didn't happen in the first game. And now it's time for Liverpool to show their face. They survived the first one, a Manchester derby, an all-Italian game. Did I just not see PSG? Are they out? If so, we've maybe got a slim chance, as we've drawn away at Liverpool, and Lambert scores for them. Don't tell me that's Ricky Lambert coming out of retirement. Can't have been. He was gone a while ago. As we've done it on penalties as well. Second leg, 1 apiece. But we win at the Volkspark Stadion. Bakayoko and Luis Diaz missing spot kicks, as Shard got the goal in game. You love to see it. As it will be Milan joining us in the semis. Don't know if we're exactly against them. We'll find out here with the calendar, as yes it is. Okay, to the San Siro we go. Should be a difficult trip really, but just look at our team. We have what? 4 90+ rated players, and Tom Humchu on the crisp of being one. Seriously good German squad, and we have a first leg advantage. Darwin Núñez, red carded. The most Darwin Núñez thing possible for him to get sent off in a game that important. Ooh, but they win the game. Again though, penalty saving Hamburger. They missed almost all of them, or I think all of them, with Raum saving us at the very death. But get in there. It's either going to be Juve or City we face, to be fair. I think it will be Manchester City. And there you go, it's going to be City. However, before that, I think we're in the final of the Pokal right here. Werder Bremen at the Olympiastadion. Very nice indeed. They've always made the final, as we want to check the Bundesliga and forgetful in the league. That's to say the very, very least. As the squad, we've still got Walter on the bench, but I think for the important games, oh, we've got to either go with Bamba or Levin. I think Levin's had a good impact. We'll go with him. The domestic final first, before we go continental. And oh, it's our turn to miss penalties. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. For us at least. I wouldn't mind Manchester City missing chances as we play them at Old Trafford. And I don't believe it. I don't believe it now we've got into the game. Not only are we against City, Bissek suspended, Brackelman in. We've got some height, but we've got a red card. Yeah, and kickoff's just been taken. Look who just touched the ball for Manchester City. We've already got a yellow card as well. Arda Güler playing for them. Rodrigo, Marquinhos. Even, I'm pretty sure I saw someone else. I'll probably recognise the name when they get the ball. Reece James and Javi Simmons. There's 2 more faces on the field for the Citizens. They have an unreal team. Again, our rating should be unreal as Brackelman with the early tackle. Don't mind that from the low-rated lad. There's a ball across the field here. Vogt round the corner into David Raum. Raum into Tom Humchu. Back into Shard. Could this be an early goal? On a plate for Jason Secker, and it is! Manchester City do not know what's just hit them. It is the main player of the save, really, who's only come into blossom near the latter stages of these seasons. What a hit! Edison, no chance. And Hamburger in the lead in the final. Get in there, and it's safe to say I did not expect to be in the lead against this big team so early. Keeping them out's going to be a different equation though. Stiller, oh, it's Stiller on the yellow card as well. Not great for him as René Vogt looks for the early ball to Shade. We can't lose it that easily. City will punish us. Round with the tackle. Vogt with the backup tackle. If you lose the ball, you go again and earn it, but stupid passes like that, we can't be losing the ball from them. As ultimately here, it's led to a free kick for Erling Haaland. The City number 9 over the wall and brushing the side net in. Squeaky bum time already here, only half an hour in as I expected the net really to rupture. Jason Secker again on the ball though, trying to squeeze his way through, and he has done. He's fallen to Karsdorp, and Karsdorp has made it too. I have no idea how, but Hamburg in cruise control. That is scoreline wise. As playing wise, I have no idea. It has just fumbled its way to the midfielder, who was a brilliant acquisition, and it's proving so. I mean, counter-attacking football. We're playing gegenpressing football, but I tell you what, I am not really unhappy with the way we're playing. Amazing. It's coping with City really well. Less of that, Haaland. I saw you there, Erling, trying to slam our goalkeeper into oblivion to try and get an advantage. Maybe injure him, as we need to get rid of that ball, because Javi Simmons is around us keeper, and that's the worst thing to happen before halftime. Javi Simmons has pulled one back. Not clever play from ourselves. Not clever at all. And I tell you what, a really bad time to concede. Now it's far from cruise control. Now we've got to go ahead and get back into a bigger advantage, I would say, as Raum looking for the ball through there. Vogt takes it in his path, and he's going to try and hit that one. His own teammate Shade in the way, but to be fair, it's led to a corner, which we're going to try and whip into the box with Vogt. It's a good delivery. Edison gets really down low to stop that from creeping in. Good football. We're unfazed by Manchester City's goal, it seems, because usually they'd come out trying to attack us after half-time, and they are, but we're playing well, and Karsdorp squeezes the ball through. Kevin Schade Again, what's with his own man being in the way? Not good in terms of keeping possession. We've got to be a lot better with the ball because, of course, they get one chance. I mean, we've just had 2 lucky ones and we've scored them both. They can do this as there's a tackle gone in. And don't tell me it's Angelo Stiller. It's a red card. Oh, we are down to 10 men. Now, this is a question of our character. I mean, we've got the ball in our defense, and we are going to not tamper with the formation. It may actually do better for us. Stiller, our best rated player being off. It's a stupid thing to say, but we've got the space there for Tohumchu to actually go ahead and penetrate. The number 24, twisting and turning. Can't fault him for trying to make a chance. We do want a second goal. We're not going to just sit back and defend despite being with 10 men against City. It's a stupid thing to say, but we don't play that way. It's them coming forward, still saying that, though. Rodriguez, brilliant tackle round as he hammers it forward to try and protect our lead. Carvajal in the middle, though, and Javi Simmons. Karsdorp, what a man. What a game he's having. Foden, though, still to recycle it, and still 5 minutes on the clock as Philian Foden goes through as like no one's there. Again, though, no way is that a foul. There is no way you can give that as a free kick, as Haaland now, second free kick of the game. I believe he's tried to whip it in. Baku, what an unbelievable header. Jason Secker, you have to get past your man because now City have the ball back and the referee has blown in favour of us. I don't know what for, but that decision right there from the referee may win us the game if we can just keep this. Kevin Schade, absolutely whack that. He goes for the shot, and it doesn't matter because the referee's blown the whistle. I finally hear it in the AirPods, and that means Hamburg have done it. 10 men. Angelo Stiller suspended, but the German boys have got that Champions League trophy. Get in there. That was a hard-fought one. And like I always say, the best thing behind black and white is black and blue, as it's going to be Baku lifting the trophy, a recent signing. Wouldn't see him as captain material, but Stiller got sent off. As here we go. We haven't even announced man of the match yet, but I just want to see that trophy go up. A brilliant occasion. To be fair, the cameras ran out, so I will put man of the match Karsdorp on screen now as I outro this video. If you have enjoyed it, suggest more nation saves or suggest your team that may be rebuilt next time.